They cut off my electricity meter, so I left their entire neighborhood powerless. It started one evening when my house went completely dark. The fridge stopped humming, the lights flickered out, even the barn fans shut off. At first I thought it was a routine outage, but then I stepped outside and saw every other house on the street glowing bright. Only my property sat in darkness. I walked down to the service pole and found the truth. My electric meter had been removed. A laminated notice was taped to the box. Unauthorized connection terminated per HOA guidelines. Guidelines? I'm not even in their HOA. This property has had power rights since the 1960s. I called the utility company in a panic. They confirmed it wasn't their decision. Someone from the HOA board had reported my line as illegal. With that bogus claim, they demanded my meter be pulled. No hearing, no paperwork, just arrogance. For 2 nights I scrambled with a generator. I hauled gas cans back and forth just to keep food from spoiling. I dragged ice chests into the house for my animals' medicine. Meanwhile, the rest of the neighborhood lived comfortably. When I finally called the HOA president, he laughed. "If you want power, buy your own solar system. That's community policy." Fine. If they wanted me dark, I'd return the favor. What the HOA didn't realize was something important. The main transformer feeding their entire subdivision sat on my parcel of land. Decades ago, the county had negotiated an easement with my grandfather. He signed it with one critical condition. Permission could be revoked if the landowner was harmed, and being cut off definitely counted as harm. I dug out the old deed from his cabinet. Every map, every survey, every clause was still intact. The paperwork gave me the leverage I needed. The next morning I called my attorney. He reviewed the language and agreed I had the right. By noon we filed the revocation notice with the utility company. They moved fast, faster than I expected. By sundown, utility crews rolled into my property. They didn't touch a single wire on my barn. Instead, they opened the green box that powered the HOA. With one switch, the subdivision went silent. One by one, porch lights went dark. Air conditioners clicked off mid-cycle. Televisions froze, pool pumps stuttered, and garage doors stuck half open. By the time the sun set, their manicured neighborhood looked like a ghost town. Families poured outside holding flashlights. Board members stumbled around in the dark, making frantic calls. Meanwhile, my home glowed warmly from the backup generator. My barn stayed lit, my freezer hummed, and my animals rested easy. For 3 nights, they endured what I had endured. Food spoiled, tempers flared, and neighbors argued in the street. Finally, the HOA president showed up at my gate. This time, there was no smug smile. He begged to negotiate. They offered to reinstate my meter immediately. They promised to pay damages for my lost food and fuel. And most importantly, they agreed to sign a permanent easement, one that guaranteed my power could never be cut again. I let them sweat another day before signing. By the end of the week, my meter was back in place. My house ran fully powered once more. But their HOA dues took on a new line item. Every future repair, upgrade, and maintenance of that transformer would come out of their budget. Today, my lights shine brighter than ever. And every time the HOA board meets, they do so under power flowing through my land. All because they thought they could unplug me. Tell me, would you have flipped the switch?